Hey guys, it's Richard from Grafting Dragon Fruit. So a lot of you guys have been asking me to show you guys some updates of that Ecuador Palora stem that I took off of a fruit, the one that I bought from a market and rooted it into a shot cut with water. It rooted, I planted it into soil, and now after 95 days, so that's about 3 months. And 3 months ago, it's about November, and I started to plant this actually in the midst of fall and during winter. And even though I planted it in winter, it was still able to have energy to grow this new growth here. So you guys check it out. This is the stem that I got from a fruit. I took it off, and this is where the fruit used to be attached to. I rooted it, it got some root planted into soil, and now I have my very own clone of that Ecuador Palora fruit, the identical one that you would actually get from the store, planted right here in this pot. So that's very cool. And I showed you guys this method because a lot of people had troubles with grafting or finding viable stems that were good enough to graft. So this was a lot simpler and a lot easier way to do it. And I'm having success, but not only once, but twice, you guys. Let me show you guys another one that I took from an Ecuador Palora fruit. I took the stem off and put it into some water, and you guys can see right here, it's growing roots. I'm gonna take it out so you guys can see the roots. Look at all of those little roots there, you guys. So this is where the fruit was attached. And I just, carefully cut it, or if you can twist and pull it out without damaging the stem, that's fine too. I fill up this cup with water, not too much because you don't want it to pass into this hole. Once it gets into this whole thing can rot and get mushy. So if you guys can keep it under there, it just needs to be right under there so these roots can start to grow. Not only that the roots started growing, if you guys look very closely, that is a new stem growing right there. I didn't even have to put it in the soil. I just had to wait very patiently, and I left it in my kitchen where it's really warm in here. So it grew roots and even developed a new baby stem. So what that tells me is you guys can do this and not even have to pay so much attention to it and still have success. I left this in my kitchen in this shot cup glass right here filled with water maybe for 2 months. And it grew roots and it even grew a new stem. So I have another successful Ecuador Palora stem here, ready to be planted in soil, and have another clone of an Ecuador Palora from a market. So I have one here, and you guys see that beautiful little shoots here. It's gonna grow and become mature. It's gonna do well, and it's probably gonna produce me fruits within 1 year because this came from a mature stem. The fruit that was actually on it is, fruited already. So this has been proven already of the Ecuador Palora fruit. So I know I'm gonna get that same one. I tasted very sweet, love the fruit. So now I have it here, and now I have a second one. So just like my first video before, I'm gonna show you guys again how I'm gonna be planting this. I like to use some mycos because once they are in this water, they start to acclimate into the water. So the roots now are used to being in an environment where it's always wet. So if you take this out and plant it in here right away, it's gonna go through some root shock. It might kind of like slow down the progress a little, but there's something you can do to help with that. And that's where I use these mycos. They are just here to help with the root shock, and they do very well with helping the roots grow very aggressively. So you can see the growth start to actually grow very quick. And that's why I think I got this new shoot, new growth during winter, because the roots were so strong. It was there to grow and feed and then have energy to grow a new shoot. So I'm gonna do exactly the same thing and try to repeat that same process because it showed me really good results, and I'm showing you guys again for a second time that it can be done. So if you guys go out there, find a Ecuador Palora fruit with this stem on it, try this out, you guys. Just leave it into the shot glass or even plant it once you guys have roots. You guys will get the same results, okay? So this mycos here, it's all natural. It's kind of, good bacteria that's gonna help out the roots and help a lot with the shock. So once you're taking out of the wet environment and you're putting it into dry soil, you're gonna wanna make sure that it's not gonna be too shocked because it does kind of delay the growth. So I put about this spoon here and I just fill up where I'm gonna be planting it. I still have water in here, but I know it's gonna be okay because I'm gonna put it where the micros are. So when I first got this, it was very skinny, but it's plumped up, there's roots, and there is living stems. So just like this, you guys, I'm gonna put it right there. Slowly just cover the roots. You don't want too much onto it because it's a small cutting. You don't want to make it disappear into the dirt, and make sure to leave this hole kind of out. You don't want it to be moisture in there because again, moisture will go in there, start to rot, and then it's going to start eating your stem away, and we don't have that much stem already. It's really small. This is all the plant material you have left, so you have to be a little bit more fragile and be a little bit more careful of how you plant it. So this is all you need. And there's no water in the soil now, but I'm going to take out there, lightly water this until I see water come out of the pot, and then leave it in some shade area, maybe for 2 weeks. It's been in my house for months, so it's not acclimated to the sunlight yet. So you want to slowly introduce sun to this, especially if you've been keeping it for so long. About 2 to 3 weeks, then you can slowly introduce sun. And then once you see that it's not, you know, burning up, and you guys can tell because it gets a little yellow. And then just pay attention to your plant. Go visit it, see how it's doing. If you think it's not doing well, take it back to some shade and it'll still survive, okay, you guys? But the thing about this is just take it slow, be patient, and you guys will get results just like me. So here is 2 Ecuador Palora stem from a fruit, both successful. One with a pretty decent sized stem now, and one with a little tiny baby stem. It's so cute. And yeah, I'll be doing more updates on this as it gets bigger, so I can show you guys that these can actually turn into a mature dragon fruit plant and give you guys fruits. So I hope you guys thought this update was helpful, and I hope you guys learned something new and can try it also in your area. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you guys have any questions, put it into the comments and I'll get back to you guys as soon as I can. And if you guys want to see more dragon fruit and videos of mine, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so that way you guys won't miss a thing. See ya.